The film opens as 18-year-old Elliot is out on a motorboat with her two best friends, Ruthie and Ro. It is Elliot's birthday, and her family parents, Kathy and Tom, and brothers Max and Spencer, is waiting for her to come home to cut a cake, but she joins her friends camping. The friends get shrooms from Ro's cousin and brew them into a tea for easier consumption.
Not the whole bag. That's way too many.
Yeah, that's why you gotta get your...
After a while, they start to trip out and dance.
Oh my God.
Ruthie and Ro do their own thing while Elliot finds herself sitting next to an older woman.
That's because you don't tolerate drugs well.
Fuck.
Hey, freak.
She explains that she is Elliot at 39 years old, proving it by showing off a scar on her abdomen that she got as a child.
Right? 9 years old, falling off that tractor.
Young Elliot is shocked, even though she realizes she is tripping hard. Young Elliot asks her older self about her future, and is miffed to learn that she is nearly 40 and is a med student. Older Elliot tells her young self to spend more time with her brothers and to not take her parents for granted. She also warns young Elliot to not be with someone named Chad. Elliot returns home in the morning with Ruthie and Ro. She is a bit passive with Kathy until she learns that she missed the birthday cake. Elliot later meets up with Chelsea again, they fall asleep there, and Spencer comes to wake Elliot up since they have to do work on their farm. Later in the day, Elliot goes skinny dipping and finds a strange boy swimming nearby.
I've been here for like 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes in.
He is polite with her and jokes around with Elliot until he tells her that his name is Chad. Elliot freaks out and swims away.
It's just Chad.
Oh my God. I gotta go. Turn around.
She goes on her phone trying to contact her older self and finds her number listed as my old ass. Elliot texts the number, saying that she met Chad, and the number responds warning against it. Elliot later calls the number and hears her older self talking. She is once again cryptic about why Elliot cannot talk to Chad.
To comprehend the fact that I'm on the phone with my old ass.
Elliot later goes swimming again and runs into Chad since he works on the land over the summer. He manages to make her laugh, and she appears charmed by him, but she gets worried again and leaves abruptly.
No.
When Elliot talks to her older self again, old-ass Elliot's voice suddenly gets sad and hangs up before saying anything else about Chad.
Hello?
No more boat rides with Chad. Promise?
Elliot starts spending more time with her brothers. She joins Max in golfing and bonds with him, while she also spends time with Spencer and watches Saoirse Ronan movies with him. Elliot is surprised to find her family eating breakfast with Chad after they learn he works there. After an awkward meal, Elliot tries to get out of it by going golfing with Max, but he invites Chad to join them. While out on the course, Max lets it slip that their parents are selling the farm.
Mom and Dad are selling the farm, so it might be my only option now.
Elliot is upset. She vents about it to Tom, who also did not think that Elliot would care as much. She later talks to Chad about it while riding on his boat, and he offers his own perspective to make Elliot feel better. She then has them duck once they go under a bridge, and they end up kissing.
Oh my God! Fuck.
But Elliot panics again and leaves. Elliot tries to contact her older self, but gets no responses. She goes back to Ro and asks for the rest of the shrooms. Ro joins Elliot in the woods as she trips out alone. Elliot ends up hallucinating that Chad is there, and that she is Justin Bieber performing One Less Lonely Girl.
Hey,
All right, let's go.
Before she gets ready to leave, Elliot spends time with Kathy outside their house, overlooking the lake. Kathy shares a memory of Elliot when she was a child and how she would cradle her to sleep. Elliot then lovingly sits on Kathy's lap. The next day, Elliot talks to Ro and admits that she might be bisexual after developing feelings for Chad. She brings Ro and Ruthie to meet Chad as he is trying to sell his motorboat. After Elliot's friends leave, she joins Chad on the lake as they take the boat out, only for the motor to fall off into the lake while they are out there. They laugh about it and make it back to the docks, where Elliot admits to Chad using a different guy's name that she has feelings for him despite being told to stay away from him. Chad brings Elliot back home. Emerging from the trees is older Elliot, who claims that she had to take a ton of drugs to physically appear before her younger self.
Oh my God. What was that?
Young Elliot says that she and Chad had sex, and that she has genuinely fallen in love with him. Older Elliot finally admits that the reason she didn't want her younger self to go to Chad is because he eventually dies, and the grief is too much for her to bear.
Not be that bad.
He died. That's what he did.
She also tells young Elliot that she cannot save Chad no matter how much she tries. Young Elliot decides that she will go on to love Chad no matter what. Chad comes back and is able to see older Elliot, whom young Elliot refers to as her uncle.
Hey, I'm Chad.
Nice to meet you too.
Chad sees that older Elliot is sad, so he gives her a hug, and she holds him for the first time in what feels like forever to her before she leaves. Elliot and Chad cement their relationship with a kiss.
I'm very grateful for this moment with you too.
The film ends with Elliot taking a ride on the lake one last time before she is ready to leave.